Hey guys, welcome to Furnace Gaming. Alright, 2 days ago I posted my first Resident Evil 2 Revelations gameplay video. There will be more episodes to come later, but if you want to see that video, I will put a link in the description down below. Now, before this video starts, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to help the channel grow. Alright, so, I wasn't planning on making this video, but then, this game happened, so it actually got me thinking. And, I actually wanted to, help you guys out by seeing what happens if you actually get yourself involved in a solo game. Now, how this happens is your teammates basically just quit on you when you load into the game. So once you start loading in a duos or trios, your teammates can actually leave the game if they actually want to. Now, this unfortunately happened to me, and it will happen to you a lot if you decide to play this game. Now, the first thing you have to do really is you have to land somewhere where you feel like you will be isolated from everybody else. Now, I did not do this in this example that you're seeing right now. This is a game I played earlier today. But the first thing you got to do is you got to land somewhere where you feel like isolated from everybody else, and then you got to pick up loot as quickly as you can, because even though you feel isolated, you might not be. Now, the moment you land wherever, you're automatically at a disadvantage to the rest of the game. All right? You have no teammates, you have no ping system. It's just you, your weapon, your abilities, and the route you take on the map. Now, this is actually really uh, helpful to have teammates, because it's not just your abilities you have, it's their abilities. And some abilities go well with some legends. Now, as you can see, all I'm doing is just finding the best loot I can possibly get. I really want to take more time to get loot since there was no one here in the city. I wanted to take more time to get loot because I was not at a good place being by myself. Now, as you can see, I'm just outside the city, and I just looted everything. I got blue armor, I got a Havoc, I got a Spitfire, and I'm just making sure, like, I'm following the route of the map. Now, at this point in time, what you want to do is when you're traveling is you have to listen to everything, alright? You have to listen to the footsteps, you have to listen to fire, because you don't want to get caught. You really do not want to get caught in a situation where you're by yourself. And you especially do not want to get caught, like, with like an opponent seeing the fact that you are by yourself, or else they'll say, oh, this guy's by himself, let's go get him, we'll push on him, easy win, easy kill. So at this point in time, I actually hear gunfire coming from the city. Yeah, so I hear full gunfire in the city, and for some dumb reason I decided to actually get a little bit closer so I can see if the fighting is actually over, so that the people who are looting are at a disadvantage. They're completely open when they're looting, because they're going through boxes and then they're seeing the settings of that. And so I really wanted to see that. And then I see this team coming on the building right here, and for some dumb reason, I decide to shoot at them. I realized that this was a really big mistake because I cannot shoot my shots. And then they start ripping me apart. So I start getting back a little bit, I start healing, and then I knew they were going to come after me, so I went to the second, or the next floor down, and I decided to hide a little bit, see if I can heal up a little bit. And then at this point in time, I actually hear them ziplining to me, so then I'm like, oh my god. So I decide to get into this little corner to try to hide a little bit. And if you can hear really clearly, there are footsteps coming from all around the building. Right, yeah. So at this point I was ready for a fight. Like, I was thinking like, oh, they're gonna come in, they're gonna spot me and whatever. And then it was also this point in time that I realized, and I'm gonna skip a little forward because I stay in this position for a long time. So I actually realized that the circle was actually closing in on me, and that the map was really far. So I took a quick scan to see if they're anywhere in the building, and I see that their footprints say that they already left the building entirely. So I decide to jump down and use my ultimate ability because the circle is coming in super fast. So I use my ultimate ability so I can run a little bit faster. I can see their footsteps, where they're jumping, and everything. And I don't see them identified on the map right now. So I'm just like, okay, I'm good. I was a little bit in a panic state because the circle was coming in really fast. And I was still at a very much disadvantage because there were still two of them, and I was just by myself. Again, you want to be aware of everything in your surroundings, alright? You want to avoid conflict as much as possible at this point. Alright, I spotted them right there, and I was like, okay, I'm not dealing with that. I know they're going to shred me right there. So I take a quick peek to see where they're at, and then I decide to run to the side into the circle completely, because I knew I was going to get caught in that. So I run into the circle, and I hide behind a rock to see if I can spot any other squads. Again, avoid conflict as much as possible at this point, because no matter what, if a team is fighting and you decide to push that no matter what, sure, you can probably get a kill or two, but then the other squad will kill you automatically. So you really want to wait until the conflict is over. And I'm actually seeing all this fighting going on, and I remember thinking at this point in time, I was like, wow, this is great. This is great, watching everybody else kill each other. So as you can see, I believe, like, yeah, there's like 5 other squads left. I'm one of those squads, but it doesn't tell me exactly. I don't think it does, but it tells me exactly how many people are there. And you want to be aware of how many squads and how many people are there in the actual match, so you know, and you be aware by looking around. Okay, so at this point, I wanted to be aware of all the squads around me. So I wanted to get in a position outside the circle at the very edge so I can see openly around. I wanted to jump on to see. I knew there were squads fighting right there, so I wanted to get a good view of that, but as well as behind me. And I check periodically behind me because there are 3 other squads besides me. I see 2 squads fighting right there, so I knew there was another squad around somewhere. So I kept looking around to make sure that there was no one around me. But conveniently, all the squads were actually right there at the train station. Okay, at this point in time, I decide, like, okay, I'll get closer, and if there's a squad right there, I'll just start shooting. Why not? But that was a really dumb decision on me. I realized this, and then I turned around and went back to the other position. I was like, okay, I'm at a height disadvantage there. They can shoot me from the top, so I'm going to go all the way back. And it was at this exact point in time that I realized that all the squads were actually right there. So I just had to wait until they actually finished fighting so I can actually run in there and actually finish the rest of them off. I see everybody being down. That's actually really important. Me and my friends do this all the time. So like if there are 2 other squads and then we see that there are knocking each other. The moment you see someone knocking each other, that's when we run in and actually go try to steal the win. So at this point, there are 2 other squads, and I hear fighting, and I'm like, oh, they're fighting. I'm going to go push on them. So I start running, and then automatically it says there's only 1 more squad. So it's now just me versus them. So I start automatically seeing them on the right. I see them revive each other, and I'm like, oh, no, here I go. So one of them had gold armor, the other one had, I believe, purple. So I got identified. I was like, okay, no. But eventually, I managed to actually steal the win and take this one. So yeah, that's how to try to win a solo, guys. That's an example right there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I will read everything I can. Just kidding, I don't get that many comments, so go ahead. I'll read it. Thank you.